Okay, so this is a short restorative yoga class that you can use to kind of end your day in a really nice relaxed way, or just use whenever you have a few moments to yourself, so you can really help to rebalance your body and your mind and relax your nervous system. So for this class we'll need a blanket, and you can either use a bolster or 2 pillows kind of folded up, works really well as well, and a belt, or you could use a towel or a dressing gown cord as well. So we're going to start lying on your back. So just coming to lie down in whichever way feels comfortable, and to make this extra nice for your back, you can always roll the blanket up as well and place it underneath the knees. So the whole point of a restorative class is that everything is held so the body can restore and relax completely. So lying on your back, maybe with the knees supported if that feels good. Just relax the arms by your sides. And we'll just start with a little bit of a body scan. So we're just going to notice how you're feeling today. So just bring your awareness to the top of your head and noticing how that feels. And just being aware of the back of your head, your forehead, and being aware of the eyes, the ears, and being aware of the 2 sides of your face. And just being aware of your nose, your mouth and your jaw. Notice whether maybe your jaw is gritting and see if it can relax slightly. Just being aware of your neck, your shoulders, noticing if one shoulder is slightly higher than the other perhaps. Noticing your arms and your hands, are they up or down? Just noticing your chest, your rib cage, noticing your stomach, and whether your stomach feels like it's being held in tightly or whether it's relaxed. And noticing your hips, whether one side of your hips feels a little bit higher or lower than the other. Noticing your glutes, are they tense, are they relaxed? Noticing your legs, is one leg slightly turned out a little more than the other? And noticing your feet. And then from there, just beginning to purposely relax your feet. Relax the legs, relax the glutes. Allow the hips to relax, and relax the stomach, and the chest, and the shoulders. Allow the arms and the hands to relax. Relaxing your neck, your jaw, and your mouth. Relaxing the cheeks, the eyes, the ears, relaxing the forehead and all the muscles around the top of the head. So just seeing right now how much can you let go and relax your body. And we'll help the body do this by breathing. So we're going to take a little bit of a slower, deeper breath, and each time we exhale, see if you can relax a little bit more. And we're going to use the sounds to guide the breath. So just staying in the position you're in right now, and we use the sounds to guide the breath together. So we're going to be aiming the breath towards the stomach and the rib cage. So together we'll take a slow breath in through the nose, really expanding the ribs and the stomach. And a slow breath out, and let your body relax. Slow breath in, just feel the stomach expand, feel the rib cage expand. And slow breath out. Good, we'll do this 2 more times together. see if you can just keep that really relaxed state and that really slow breath. So, I'm going to stay lying on the back for a moment. But begin to slowly draw the knees in towards the chest and place one hand on each knee and just kind of roll from side to side across the back, almost sort of massaging out the muscles there. Good. So from there, the next time you return more or less back into the centre, just use those hands to circle the knees around as they come out, round and back together. So as you do this, notice if your hips are trying to do the movement, and if you can, just relax your hip muscles completely and let the hands do the job of circling the legs. Good. So from this place, we're going to bring the feet to the floor, about mat distance apart. We'll just move the blanket out of the way for a moment. And so from this place, we'll start to drop the knees down one way and then the other. So a nice big sort of twisting movement. So as you do this, allow the knees to press towards the floor gently, so we're stretching through the hips and through the thighs. And you can just allow gravity to let those knees drop towards the floor as you go each side. Lovely, good. So gradually make our way into the centre, so bringing the feet more about hip distance apart. So from here, moving through a few little pelvic tilts to really release the lower back. So we'll bring our hands onto the pelvis, onto the two bones there. So if you start to roll your hips away from you, so you'll create a tiny gap under the lower back, and then roll the hips in, almost like you're trying to press your navel down to the floor, and you kind of tuck the tailbone. So roll the hips away, little gap under the back, roll the hips in, press the lower back to the ground. So we'll find this movement a few times yourself. So this is a more kind of subtle movement, just create some space around the lower back, easy into the hips. Good. And then from there, we'll bring the hips back to a more neutral position. So from there, we're going to take the hands out to the sides. We'll drop the knees down to the right and then take that top knee up and over. So you're almost swinging it towards that opposite arm there. Good. If you like as well, you can start to press away through the heels as you stretch the leg. Good. And then slowly, we'll bring the knees up and over to the left and possibly take that opposite knee over to the opposite arm and stretch through the heel. Good, so again, nice and slowly, knees dropping down to the right, top leg's going to swing up and over, maybe press away through the heel. Knees dropping down to the left, and maybe that top leg presses up and over and away. Good. Alright, so from there, coming into the centre. So we'll hold the back of the thighs there. We're going to roll ourselves slowly on up to sit. So from here, we'll bring the feet about mat distance apart again, hands behind us. And we'll start to drop the knees gently, slowly one way and then the other. So instead of doing this in a fast, kind of active way, we're doing it in a really slow, smooth, gentle way, so the body stays in a very relaxed state. So the next time you drop the knees to the right, we'll take the opposite hand to reach slowly back behind you into a twist. And the knees slowly drop to the left. That opposite hand is going to reach all the way back behind you. So do one more time to each side. Knees slowly drop into the right. So reach the opposite hand back, kind of keep it in line with the shoulder. And the knees drop to the left, and that opposite hand's going to slowly reach back. Good. Alright, so gently making our way over onto hands and knees. So we'll spread out the fingers and thumbs and come for a gentle cat-cow movement. So we're going to breathe in here to pull the chest forward, lifting the tailbone, and then breathing out to press the floor and rounding the spine. So again, as you breathe in, we'll take the chest forward, tailbone draws back, and to breathe out, press and round the back. Good. So from here, taking the hands slightly wider apart, we'll start to make a few more circular movements now in the hips, so really nourishing for the spine. So we imagine you're drawing a really big circle with your pelvis on the floor, round one way. Good. Maybe pressing the hips out slightly more. To feel that stretch in the side of the hips and then round in the other direction. So again, just pressing the hips to the side to get a little stretch there. Good. Okay. So from this place, we're going to come into a supported child's pose. So either grab your pillows or grab your bolster. So we're going to place that long ways on the mat, and then the knees kind of go either side of the bolster, sitting back. You can also place the blanket under your hips between the hips and the feet as well. It's quite a nice little cushioning. And then we're going to lie forward onto the bolster there. Good. So the idea here is to let your body be as held as possible by the bolster. And we'll be here for a few breaths. So as you breathe in here, aim the breath towards the lower back now if you can. So breathing in through the nose, breathing down towards that lower back, feel it expanding. And breathing out to allow the whole front of your body to relax. And again, breathing in, expanding that lower back, feel the space there. And breathing out to let it relax. So just finding this slow pattern of breathing a few times to yourself. And how much can you let go and allow the bolster to hold you right now? Just take 2 or 3 more slow breaths, relaxing all the muscles of the face and the jaw as well. Relaxing the lower back. Good. And then we'll gently come on up. So kind of sitting on the heels or sitting between the blanket and the heels, a very gentle twist. So we're going to twist to the left there, just placing one hand on the knee, so gently draw around. And then twisting to the right, again keeping the spine nice and tall. Good. Okay, so I'll put the bolster to one side. So from here, coming onto our hands and knees again, we're going to stretch through the hips. So we'll step that left foot forward, hands just on the inside edge of the foot. And as we've done before in classes, we're going to come forward, opening the chest, sinking into the hips. And then we're going to draw the hips back. So keep the front heel down, but lift the toes to stretch the leg. So again, breathing in to come forward, opening the chest. And breathing out to draw back, stretching through the leg. Good. So just 2 more times, nice and slowly. So the slower we breathe, the more relaxed the body will start to feel. Good. Okay, so one more time, shifting forward, opening the chest. And we'll start to draw the hips back, feeling the stretch in the front leg, and we'll hold this just for a moment here. So as you breathe in, find the length in your spine, almost like you're stretching the chest forward. And you breathe out, sink slightly deeper into the stretch. So it doesn't have to be a really challenging or difficult stretch at all, just easing into things. Good. So from here, we're going to gently bend the front knee again. Just bring the hands up so they're on that front knee. And that kind of cat-cow movement we did at the beginning, we're going to breathe in to do that here. So lift the chest, push the hips back, and then round the spine and really tuck the chin. So again, breathe in, hips push back, open up, and then tuck the tailbone and round the spine. Good, one more time, so lifting up. Good, so this time we're going to tuck the tailbone, slightly round the upper back, tuck the chin, and we're going to stretch into that right hip flexor. So with the chin tucked there, just start to push the hips forwards a little bit, keeping that tuck in the tailbone. Good, and hopefully feeling a stretch around the right hip or the right thigh. And if you want to make the stretch a little bit deeper, see if you can press your back shin down into the floor a little bit more and squeeze your glutes as well. So starting to stretch deeper into that right thigh, that right hip. See if you can squeeze the glutes a little bit more. Good, and then taking it slightly deeper, hands come down to the inside edge of the front foot. So slide the back knee a little bit further back, and then holding this stretch just slightly longer. So relaxing the head, relaxing the hips. Good. See if you can allow the exhales to be slightly longer. And then we'll gently, slowly bring the front foot back, so we're just on the hands and knees. Make your way down to a line on the front of the body. And we'll stretch into the chest a little bit more. So as we're here, the hands come out to the sides of your body in a T shape. we're going to bend the right knee, so the foot is in the air, and then roll to your left, so that foot lands on the ground. So here we're looking for a stretch in the front of the left shoulder or the left side of the chest. So if you can't feel it, just move your left arm slightly higher than your shoulder and you might feel it there. Good, relaxing all the shoulder muscles. And we'll slowly come into the centre. So we're going to keep that right knee bent, reaching back to hold the foot or the shin. So squeeze the heel in towards you and relax the forehead down there. So we're finding a stretch in that right thigh. So relaxing around the hips, slowing the breath. Good, and then we'll release that leg. So swapping sides, arms come out to the sides. So we'll bend the left knee this time. And then gently rolling to your right so that foot lands on the floor. Okay, and finding a stretch in the right side of the chest or the front of the shoulder. And again, if the breath is slow and relaxed, the body will know it's okay to relax too. So breathing through the nose the whole time if it's possible. Good. So we'll slowly come into the centre. So we're going to keep the knee bent there, reaching back to hold the foot or the shin and squeezing the heel gently in to stretch the thigh. And again, we can rest the head down and take a couple of slower, deeper breaths here. Good, so letting go of the foot. So we'll come up onto our hands and knees. So hands come slightly wider, and again we'll find that gentle circular movement with the hips. So drawing those couple of big circles on the floor one way, and then swapping direction back the other way. Good. Okay, so now we're going to step the right foot forward. We're coming up into that little lunge again. So hands come onto the knee, and then again we're going to lift the chest, press the hips back, and then round the spine, tuck the tailbone and tuck the chin. So again, opening up, chest forward, hips back, rounding the spine, tucking the tailbone and tucking the chin. Let's do it one more time, so let everything open up. And then from here, I'm going to tuck that tailbone underneath, tuck the chin to the chest, and then slightly push the hips forward. So hopefully you're feeling a stretch in that left hip flexor now. So as you do this, take a couple of slower breaths. Yeah, this can be quite an intense stretch if the hip flexors are tight. But if you want to make it slightly deeper, just squeeze the glutes and press that back shin down as well. Good. So keeping everything on here, tucking the tailbone, tucking the chin, breathing slowly. Good, and to slightly deepen it, we'll bring the hands down just to the inside edge of the front foot. Slide the back knee down, back a little bit more. Okay, and ease into the hips. Good. Okay, so nice and slow. We're going to add on the movement like we did before. So we'll bring the hips back here. So press the front heel down as you lift the toes, and then shift forwards into the hips and draw forward with the chest. Good. So again, bring the hips back, stretching the front leg. Now bring the chest forward, sink into the hips. Good. So one more time here, we're going to bring the hips back. So holding the stretch in the front leg for a moment. So really lifting the toes. As you breathe in, imagine drawing the chest forward, lengthening your spine. And as you breathe out, imagine drawing the hips back to stretch that front leg. So again, it doesn't need to be a very intense stretch, just nice and gentle. Good. 2 or 3 more slow breaths here. Good. Alright, so we'll come onto our hands and knees again. So from here, we're going to come into a seated position with the knees bent and the feet forward in front of us. So hands rest behind, like we did before, gently dropping the knees down one way and then the other. Good. And then from there, gently, we're going to drop the knees to the left and then come into more of a kind of seated position with the feet scooped round to the side. So we're going to grab the bolster now. So the bolster is going to go against the left thigh there. Okay, so bolster is just directly against the thigh. I'm going to come into a side stretch. So I'm going to lift the left arm up, bring the rib cage to lie across the bolster, and then the right hand lifts into the air. We stretch it over and bring the hands near each other or together. Okay. So the idea is to open out the top of the body in a really gentle way, making sure the top arm is slightly behind the ear. And if you want to deepen the stretch, you can straighten out through that top leg. And if you have space, just move it back so it becomes a little bit of a deeper kind of hip stretch there. Good. So being here for a moment or so, allowing everything to relax. So can you relax the muscles of the face and the shoulders? Relaxing your chest and your hips. Relax all the muscles of the face. Good, one more moment here. And then just keeping the legs in the position they're in right now. Slowly use that top hand to press you back up to sit. I will add on a little twist. So both hands are going to come onto the bolster. Leave with your chest to come up and round into the twist as we twist toward the bolster there. Good, and then return to the centre. We'll swap sides. So the bolster's going to go to the right hand side as your legs scoot round to the left. Okay, so the bolster's going to go against that right thigh. The right arm lifts into the air. Lie the side of your rib cage across the bolster. Good, relax the head, and then that top arm's going to come up and over as well. So making sure the top arm is slightly behind the ear. And if you like, this top leg could straighten out and you could move it slightly back as well. So all that will just help to stretch more into the hip flexor and the thighs there. So again, as we're here, see if you can relax all the muscles around the rib cage. Relaxing the eyes and the jaw. And just relaxing your stomach, your hips and your legs. Good, as you breathe. When you breathe in, see if you can actually expand your rib cage, and as you breathe out, can you relax it? To be here for one more moment, slowing the breath, breathing through the nose. And then keeping the legs in the position they're in right now, use that top hand to press into the floor, come on up to sit. And then both hands come onto the bolster and we twist. So leading with your chest, twist up and round, shoulders relaxed. And then coming into the centre. Good. Alright, so place the bolster to one side. So we're going to come and lie down on the back now and ease through the hamstrings. So if you grab your belt or your towel, coming to lie down on your back. So we're going to place the belt around the ball of the right foot and start to stretch that leg up into the air. So the other leg can either be bent or straight, whatever feels better for you. And start to draw the leg in gently until you feel a stretch in the leg. So if you want to focus the stretch more into your hamstrings, have a slight bend in the knee and you actually get more of a stretch directly into the hamstring there as well. So as you're here, allow yourself to hold the belt somewhere where your arms can relax on the floor. And we'll hold this stretch in the hamstring for about a minute. So slowing the breath down. Just allow the pelvis to relax. Good. Allow the bones of the legs to relax. Allow the muscles of the legs to relax. And can you relax your shoulders a little bit more? Just making sure you can relax all the back muscles. Good, and for the last moment here, if you can, just start to press your heel up towards the ceiling a little bit more, and you might find a deeper stretch in the calf there. Good, so slowly starting to release the leg down to the floor. And we'll swap sides. So if you place the belt around the ball of the other foot, and we're going to stretch that leg up into the air. So the other leg, remember, can be bent or straight, whatever feels best for you. So holding the belt, arms relaxed on the floor. And again, for about a minute here, relaxing into the stretch. So try not to pull the leg in towards you. You want the leg to be really relaxed so it knows it's safe to stretch. Everything can release. Just making sure the jaw is relaxed, shoulders relaxed. And for the last moment, just press that heel up toward the ceiling a little bit more to stretch into the calf. Keep the breathing relaxed when you do this. Good. So slowly releasing the leg down to the floor. Good. So our last little bit of the hips. So we'll have the knees bent here. We're going to cross the left ankle over the other knee and then gently drawing the legs in towards you without using the hands for this one. Good. So really flex the left foot, really press the knee away and then use the other leg to encourage a big circular movement here. So because we're not using the hands, we're able to get a bigger circular movement and therefore more kind of stretch and more space into the hips. Good. So from there, just release the legs. We're going to hug that left knee in towards the chest. See if you can straighten the other leg away. And from here, we want the bolster to be on the right-hand side of the body. So coming to supported twist. So bring that left knee across the body so it can rest on your pillows. If you haven't, it can rest on your bolster. So we've got the knee and the length of the shin bone on the bolster there. So arms relax out to the sides. You can also use your blanket, just place it kind of against your spine and your back there. So that will help to support the back as well. So in a nice twist. So spending a moment or so here, just relaxing the body as much as you can. Breathing slowly. Making sure the hips feel relaxed, the jaw feels relaxed. So slowly, slowly, just remove the blanket, come and roll into the centre, and then we'll just take the bolster to the other side of the body. So you're ready? Bending the knees. We're going to take the right leg into the air, cross that ankle over the other knee. So really flex the foot, press the knee away from you, and then lifting the legs off the ground. So use the other leg to create these big circles there to ease into the hips. Just relaxing the jaw. Good, and slowly releasing the legs down. So hug that right knee into the chest. The other leg can come straight on the floor. And bring the knee across your body. So the leg or the shin is on the length of the bolster there. And again, if you can, the blanket, sorry, might go into your spine, so it can relax and support it there. So arms relaxed, shoulders relaxed. And just letting go, allow the floor to hold you as much as you can right now. Good. So taking 2 or 3 more breaths here, keeping all the muscles relaxed as much as you can. And then we'll gradually just start to remove that blanket from behind the back again. Coming into the centre and make our way into Shavasana, into relaxation. So we're going to take the bolster this time underneath the knees. Okay, and what we can do as well is you can either use the cord or your towel. Always works really well if you have a belt. So we're going to loop the belt or make a loop with your cord or with your towel. And this is going to support the legs so everything feels as though it can completely relax. So here. So make it small enough so that it can gently hug around the thighs. Okay, and then as the legs are relaxing, they can just fall to the sides, and that's holding the legs in a nice relaxed place. It's also quite comforting for the nervous system to have something holding the legs. We'll place the blanket over your body. Good. Just making sure to cover the feet as well, so stay nice and warm. Lying back, and if you have an eye pillow or an extra little blanket, you can place that over the eyes and the top of the head here as well. So arms completely relaxed, palms slightly turned up onto the sides of your body. And then whilst you're in Shavasana, just staying in that position, we're going to use the sounds to guide the breath into a more relaxed place here. And together, we'll take a slow breath in, breathing towards the stomach, the rib cage, and the back. And breathing out. return to a natural rhythm. And you might decide to stay here for a little bit longer if that feels good to you. If you feel ready to move, just start to bring your awareness back into the space around you. So notice any sounds around you or the air against your skin. And then gradually, slowly moving into that space. So you might gently circle through the wrists and the ankles, or have a big stretch if that feels good. And eventually come to roll yourself to one side. And keep the eyes closed for a moment as you come on up to sit whenever you feel ready. So perhaps allowing a little moment to acknowledge any sense of change. You're feeling more peaceful or more relaxed. And if you do, see if you can take that state with you through the rest of your day. So bring the hands together, rubbing the palms together to wake the body up. And slowly breathing in, hands all the way above the head. Exhaling to the heart center. Namaste.